Good Friday morning, first graders. I'm going to jump right into it. What is in that hat? Are you wondering what's in the hat? You're about to find out. Chapter 11. Hats off to Uncle Jasper. Wow, Melody shrieked. There must be $1,000,000 in here. Eddie whistled as he thumbed through the wad of $100 bills. We're rich! That's not our money, Melody told him. It's Aunt Matilda's. She doesn't even know it's here, Eddie snapped. Uncle Jasper must have hidden it. It's still hers, Howie said firmly, and she needs the money. If you think I'm going to turn over all this dough to Aunt Matilda, you've got bats in your belfry, Addie told her. Melody shook her finger at Eddie. You're just as greedy as your Uncle Jasper. How can you even think of taking money from her? She may be in the hospital for weeks, Lisa said. I guess you're right, Eddie sighed. Maybe she'll give us a reward. Eddie, you're hopeless. Melody started piling the money into an empty shoebox. We're lucky the light was on in the attic, Howie said, or we wouldn't have found the hat. Picture? It's almost as if someone wanted us to find it, Melody said slowly. Lisa nodded. Jasper's ghost did. He had to help us find the money he hid from Aunt Matilda so he could rest. If we were here, Ed could thank him. We could thank him. Eddie snickered. Miss Manners herself, Emily P. Ghost. Lisa's right, Howie said slowly. Maybe we should thank him. Lisa shook her head. I don't think we'll find Uncle Jasper's ghost. Why not? Howie asked. Lisa shrugged. His wrong has been righted. He can rest now. Chapter 12. Oh, wow, this is a short chapter. I'm almost done. It's only been 2.5 minutes. Crazy. Okay, chapter 12. Coincidence? With a question mark. 2 months later, the four kids stared at... Oh, so this is 2 months later. Over 60 days have passed. 2 months later, the four kids stared at Aunt Matilda's house. It looks great, Melody said. It is wonderful, Lisa agreed. The old house didn't look the same. The roof was fixed and the windows were sparkling. New green paint covered the house and the shutters were a bright, clean white. The cheerful red door swung open and Aunt Matilda waved at the four kids. She looked much better since coming home from the hospital. She wore jeans and a t-shirt and her gray hair was tucked under a Bailey Elementary baseball cap. Don't just stand there, she bellowed. Come in and let's play poker. Picture. There she is. Everyone laughed as they opened the new gate and walked up the steps. If it hadn't been for Jasper's hat, this house would have collapsed with the first snowflake, Melody laughed. It was lucky we found it, Howie said. That wasn't luck, Lisa said quietly. Jasper's ghost helped us find it. Nah, it was just dumb luck, Eddie said. I guess you're right, Melody admitted. It was silly to think he could have been a ghost. Howie laughed. After all, ghosts don't eat potato chips. That's it. That's it. Ooh, about the authors. Okay, authors. Okay, so there's more than one. I didn't realize that. Oh, yeah. It says Dady and Jones. If you look at the side, there's a slash. See right there? Dady/Jones. So 2 people worked on this. Debbie Dady and Marcia Thornton Jones have fun writing stories together. When they both worked at an elementary school in Lexington, Mr. Pernsteiner, I think I need a sip of coffee because I can't talk right now. Oh, I hope that works. When they both worked at an elementary school in Lexington, Kentucky, Debbie was the school librarian, and Marcia was a teacher. During their lunch break in the school cafeteria, they came up with the idea of the Bailey School Kids. Debbie and her family live in Fort Collins, Colorado. Marcia and her husband still live in Kentucky. So that's cool. Wait a minute, so they worked at the same school. One of them was a librarian, one of them was just a classroom teacher, and during their lunch break, they came up with the idea of a book series. Who can I talk to about coming up with a book series? That would be crazy. No, I like teaching too much. I'd want to stick with teaching. I've written stories in the past, like I've tried to, and I get impatient. Like I get like 5 or 6 really good pages going, and I'm like, oh man, I only have 5 or 6 pages. I could never write like a full length story, like a chapter book. I just lose. I don't know. I just get distracted. This coffee mug says, I turn coffee into education. Normally, I'm not really into the coffee mugs with quotes on them. I really like the silly coffee mugs or like the nerdy ones, but my wife got me this one, so I was like, I like it. She got it for me, so I love it. All right, so we know about the authors. The Bailey School Kids, it says, don't miss these special editions. Number 1, Mrs. Jeepers is missing. I don't know who that is. Number 2, Mrs. Jeepers' Batty Vacation. I wonder if Mrs. Jeepers is a teacher. Number 3, Mrs. Jeepers' Secret Cave. 4, Mrs. Jeepers in Outer Space. Number 5, Mrs. Jeepers' Monster Class Trip. 6, Mrs. Jeepers on Vampire Island. And 7, Mrs. Jeepers' Scariest Halloween Ever. There are so many other books, too. There's holiday specials, as in aliens don't carve jack-o'-lanterns, leprechauns don't play fetch, Mrs. Claus doesn't climb telephone poles, ogres don't hunt Easter eggs, and swamp monsters don't chase wild turkeys. Oh man, these are great. I'm gonna have to look into getting some more of these, either online or as soon as bookstores open. I'm gonna be on the hunt. Maybe even check out some yard sales after it's okay to go out and visit other people. Okay, cool. So that's this book. We got through it pretty quick. Next week, I've got 2 books to choose from. I wish you could vote, but I guess I'm just going to pick. So we've got Dinosaur Cove, Stampede of the Edmontosaurus, or Ghouls, Don't Scoop Ice Cream. So you've got 2 to choose from. Interesting. These both look really good. And we both heard a book from each series now. Okay? So, you will find out on Monday. I hope you have a good weekend. I wonder what you have planned. Let's see. What do I have planned? Nothing. I have nothing planned. I'm going to be, as you may have already guessed, I'm going to be pulling more weeds because they just don't stop. I might mow the lawn. I haven't fired up the lawnmower yet. I know that as soon as I mow the lawn once, it's on. Like it feels like it just starts growing faster when you mow. So I'm kind of been holding off. Like I've been waiting to see if the neighbors are going to do theirs first. I don't want to be the first one. I mean, I guess if I'm the first one, whatever, it's all good. But I don't know. Mountain biking. I'm going to be doing some mountain biking, hopefully. I've got my bike rack. My bike's all ready to go. I did some bike rides earlier this week, so my legs, they're not as sore as they were, so I broke in those muscles a little bit more. What I like to do is I like to hit up the Centennial Trail. It goes through Spokane. It even goes into Idaho. And I don't know if it goes to Montana, but I know it goes through Idaho. So, I mean, it's a really long trail. I'm not going to do the whole trail. There's just certain spots where you can get in. So, I might just do like 5 or 6 miles on it, turn around, kind of a thing. Barbecue. I'm going to be doing some barbecuing as long as the weather is nice. Definitely. Yeah, that's all I got so far. I'm sure I'll have more to tell you on Monday. Thanks for tuning in. Happy Friday. I'm glad if you were able to make the Zoom meeting last night. That's awesome. That was a lot of fun. It might have seemed a little crazy at times and hard to hear. This next Zoom meeting, I'll want you to have a paper and pencil at the ready, and I have the ability to mute people's mics, So what I might do next week for our Zoom meeting is mute mics while I'm giving instruction. That way everybody can hear. And at the very end of our activity, then people will be able to talk to each other and just kind of have more of a free-for-all, say the person's name, and, you know, maybe you can show stuff in your house. I don't know. But yeah, paper, pencil, it'll be next Thursday. I will email your parents all the information, so don't stress out and try to tell them everything right now. So, yeah, I will see you in 3 days.